Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're gonna be talking about CD Projekt Red, or well, more specifically, we're gonna be talking about The Witcher, upcoming projects like Project Polaris and Project Sirius, and also we're gonna be talking about Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty expansion that we do know the actual marketing is starting this June. So in June, we are going to find out, number one, the release date for the expansion, and second of all, we might learn some more information through trailers and everything through it, which of course I'm going to analyze and go through it. It's going to be on this channel, don't worry about it. So yesterday, CD Projekt Red had investors call where they basically share information about their company, the revenue, the sales and everything else which goes with their business, because, well, they are a public company which has shareholders. So every single quarter they have to talk to them and give them information what to expect and what the money is doing right now and how the company is working. So you can watch that video, it's on the channel right now. But today I want to specifically go into Q&A they have with investors after this is done, where we can learn some information regarding all of those projects. So let's begin. Now, of course, in this Q&A session, there are a lot of questions which are more business oriented, which I'm not going to go into. If you're really interested in that, you can actually go through the PDF yourself. I'm going to leave all of the links down below so you can check it for yourself, of course. Now, the first question that they were asked is, what about new engine? Because, well, right now CD Projekt Red is going to be working in Unreal Engine 5. They have a partnership agreement with Epic Games, so now they're gonna be working together with their engineers to put all of the necessities they need to develop this game into the engine itself, because every single time you have to add some new things, especially for a game of this size and scope, which I'm sure CDPR wants for, you know, their new Witcher game. There is going to be a lot of new stuff which has to be implemented, so I'm glad at least they have Epic engineers who are going to be helping that, because if there is one thing we don't know, we don't want anymore, is that engine creating issues. Red Engine was causing those issues. Hopefully Unreal Engine 5 doesn't do it, but again, we shall see once it, you know, releases. That's going to be like a trial by fire for CDPR, working in the new engine and seeing if that engine is going to hold out. But knowing Unreal Engine 5, if you polish it correctly, I mean, if you polish the game correctly, it can work really well. When it comes to the question, they asked this: can you talk a little bit about migration to the new engine? What's the progress there? Do you see or expect to see a fall in productivity for your developers as they learn to use the new engine? And Adam Kaczynski said this: we are preparing things on the pipeline and tool set aside. As I said, some developers are still learning the technology. At the same time, there are teams working together with Epic on all aspects that are needed for open world story-driven RPGs. Definitely for our first project, Polaris, which is the new Witcher game, the main one, the process will not slow down, but won't accelerate either. With regard to further projects, we assume that the production should proceed more smoothly, hopefully. This was one of the reasons why in our strategy update, we said we wanted to release 3 big Witcher games in 6 years, starting with the release of Polaris, which is Witcher 4. Now, of course, when Adam Kaczynski said here Witcher 4, I got people asking me, so what's going on now? Are they starting a new trilogy, or this is The Witcher 4? Are we continuing with Geralt of Rivia? This is obviously a mistake here, you know, being said The Witcher 4. So no, we're not continuing with Geralt of Rivia. That has been repeated multiple times by developers, by Kaczynski, by everyone. Now, again, we don't know if it's going to follow Ciri, is it going to follow someone else, is it going to be create your own Witcher sort of a game? Sadly, we don't know that, and we will not find that out for a good amount of time. But at least because they're working on The Witcher, as we can see from the one of the slides that they actually had yesterday, there is a huge amount of people currently working on it. So I'm pretty sure that the outline and the idea of the game is pretty much out there right now, which they're working on. But again, it's gonna take a lot of time until we see something regarding the next Witcher game. Now, another question was about marketing regarding Phantom Liberty. They were asked on how the marketing is going to be done. Is it going to be bigger than it was for, you know, the main Cyberpunk game, and how is it going to be planned overall? And this is what they said. So before that, they said that, well, this is their second best Q4 in history that they had because of Edgerunners and because of the sales of Cyberpunk 2077 with, again, the Edgerunners patch starting with patch 1.5. So this is going to be about the second question. So unlike last year, this year Q1 we didn't have any extraordinary events or releases, which is kind of understandable because they were radio silent like from January. Unlike Cyberpunk next gen release last year, therefore this Q1 will be more of a standard quarter. So again, as we found out, because it's starting in June, Q1 is pretty much not going to have anything regarding CD Projekt, without special circumstances. The most important event of the year, the launch of Phantom Liberty, is still ahead of us. The second question was about the scope of marketing. Feel free to correct me. As Piotr already mentioned, the launch of Phantom Liberty is the biggest event for us this year. It's going to be significant, but within its scale. Do not expect it to be comparable to the launch of a completely new AAA title. So when it comes to marketing, it's not going to go crazy again as it was with the main game, which is expected, you know, being that expansion is a smaller piece of content than the main game. But still, it is a very important event for us. I can say we are and have been for a while, as planning a campaign is not something you do over a weekend. We've been talking about it for a while now, so it's expected, like this is normal company behavior. I believe we mentioned just today that we would start talking more about Phantom Liberty this June, so expect more news around that time frame, but for now you'll have to be a bit more patient. Yeah. And after that, Adam Kaczynski talks more about Project Sirius, which is the project Molasses Flood is working on, and this is what they said. We'll be announcing more details about our planned activities fairly soon, so expect some color on what is planned for June. Regarding Sirius, as we expected questions, please let me sum up everything we want to say at this point about it. Sirius is a code name for a project carried out by the Molasses Flood, a Boston-based studio which joined CD Projekt Group in 2021. So this is a project which I would say insourced, meaning that once they got Molasses Flood already had the idea of what they expected or what they wanted to do or which game they wanted to create. So I guess CD Projekt Red, or well, CD Projekt Board of Directors said, alright, this is an interesting project, we are going to get you. They still work for CD Projekt, but they are developing their own thing. It's also new to us in terms of design and format. For those reasons, it is very different from the big productions we are known for, which is expected because Polaris is going to be a mix of single player and multiplayer co-op, which is expected from the Molasses Flood, that they are doing those sort of games. To stay competitive, we have to keep looking for new ways to expand our franchises. At the same time, we need to be ready to reevaluate our original concepts, even if development work is already underway. On the 20th of March, we announced that we wanted to create a new framework for Sirius. We also decided to establish an impairment allowance on Sirius development expenditures. It was a tough decision to make, but we also believe it was the right one. So what does this mean? Well, the concept that, Molasses Flood had for the game, they're still not sure about it. So right now what's going to be happening is that they're going to be re-evaluating this concept and trying to make it probably something else or something similar to what the original concept was, so they can continue that development. But Sirius as the project itself right now, during this moment, is still very much ongoing. It's just slowed down a little bit so they can reevaluate everything. So which means they cut the funding a little bit so they can see what's what and then continue that funding. It is something, it's done these days. So our intention was to cut costs early and give ourselves some time for reassessment. This is smart because you don't want to go and waste too much money into something which is not going to work or something which has issues. It's smart, but again, the final product is going to tell us what is it going to be. So as it is right now, they are very much secretive around Project Sirius. I just hope that the project itself, the idea that Molasses Flood has or had at this point, is not completely cancelled, but we shall see what's happening with that. And also they were asked if there is going to be some substantial game release in 2024, 2025 or 2026. Now, this is what they said. So, Mikhail Novakovsky said it. I'll take the second one about substantial game releases. So first of all, we haven't guided on which of the title comes out when, so they don't know. We won't do it during this call either. What I can say is we're totally committed from the publishing perspective and fully focused on delivering Phantom Liberty this calendar year. That's why I'm very pessimistic and saying October or November, because they just keep mentioning this way. I could be wrong, of course. Come June, we'll start talking more about this, hopefully with the release date, as I said. The belief behind this is that this is going to increase sales of Cyberpunk 2077 in the long run and establish that franchise even more, making it a long seller, something we've done in the past with The Witcher 3, and this is also the effect we're looking for with Cyberpunk. It's our focus, it's what we've been talking about. Of course, there are also many other things we focus on, like preparing the Boston hub and Polaris being in full development, but when we honestly do not want to guide on specific releases in specific years. We'll talk more about those things when we're ready, and yeah, it is expected that this is happening. So of course, when it comes to Phantom Liberty, this is coming out this year. I mean, another delay would be catastrophic, but they have, you know, June marketing campaign starts, so I'm pretty sure they are ready concerning that expansion. And after that, we shall see. I think the two games which we can kind of talk about and focus on is going to be Project Polaris and Project Sirius. So Project Sirius being smaller in scale, is still, you know, something that they want to keep making money with. Should be coming out probably sometimes along with, you know, the next Witcher game. So again, that is still very much far away, and I doubt after Phantom Liberty comes out that we're going to hear anything in 2024. So 2024 is going to be a strange year concerning CD Projekt Red, because I don't expect anything huge to happen that year. Starting 2025, that's when we could be getting some information, but even that depends on this company, because honestly, it is sometimes very difficult to assess what CDPR is going to do. I like how they were also asked if they will be attending E3 this year, and if they want to show Phantom Liberty there, and they said, as we mentioned, we'll be kicking off the marketing campaign for Phantom Liberty in June. We're not sharing any details right now, but we'll reveal our plans soon, so stay tuned. Of course, E3 is out of the question, the event has been cancelled, so I mean, we got Gamescom, right? So PAX maybe, that's going to be something to kind of keep an eye out. And this is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this. So I went through all of the questions that they had, both in yesterday's transcript and today's, what they had with individual investors and what they talked about. So there is a lot to go through here. Obviously, if you're interested in more business related information like salaries and all of that, you can go through the transcript or PDF yourself. I'm going to also leave other links for you to check out. But yeah, that's it so far. I mean, right now, we're very much looking forward to Phantom Liberty, and I honestly cannot wait for that to release, because I've been just waiting for some more Cyberpunk content to talk about and to cover on this channel. Lore-wise, I'll start covering everything from Phantom Liberty soon, so that's gonna be interesting. I have some videos, or well, scripts getting ready for that. And of course, if any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will be reading them and going through them. Thank you again for watching. As I said, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Also, don't forget to check us out on Twitter and Discord, and huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out for 17th time, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.